What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kelvin Krupiak, and today we're gonna take a look at some of the upcoming men's fashion trends you can expect to see in the spring and summer season. All right, guys, so I got real busy over the holidays, and unfortunately, I didn't get to do a winter trends video, which is a bummer, but I did notice that there was a lot of interest in the fall fashion trends video I did a while back, so I knew this was something I wanted to have as a recurring subject on my channel. So today we're gonna take a look at some of the trends that the titans of men's fashion have put forward for the spring and summer season. I'll also break down for you guys which ones I'm excited to experiment with, as well as which ones I might try to avoid just because of my own personal preference. Also, remember that fashion shows are meant to be a great source of inspiration. A lot of the photos you might see from fashion shows are over-the-top artistic representations of what you can expect to see someone actually wear in a real-life situation, but they're still a great source of inspiration, so keep that in mind. A lot of the times people like to write off fashion shows because they think what they're seeing these people wear looks ridiculous, but in most cases they are meant to be, again, an over-the-top artistic representation. Now let's go ahead and jump right into the trends you can expect to see, and the first one on our list is sage is the new color. Now in the fall and winter we talked about a shade of brown very similar to what your local UPS man might wear becoming a very popular color, as well as the prominence of red and orange. Moving into the spring and summer, it looks like darker shades of green are going to become a very popular color choice, which I think is a very interesting choice in color because it's darker and more neutral than the usual vibrant colors you would expect to see in the warmer months of the year. Now I'm not saying that bright, vibrant colors aren't going to be in style as we head into the spring and summer, because they most certainly are. Every time we get to the warmer part of the year, those bright, vibrant colors always come back in style. But wearing a darker, more neutral color like this is definitely gonna separate you from everyone else wearing the more vibrant colors that are typically associated with spring and summer. Also, just like that darker shade of brown was something that was missing from my wardrobe in the fall fashion trends video, this darker shade of green is also something that I don't really have, so I'm excited to experiment with this and see what types of outfits I can put together. And to give you guys a visual representation, I did already pick up a pair of shorts that's focused on incorporating this darker shade of green, as you can see, and I would pair this with something like this gray shirt, or even a shirt like this, for example. This is something I picked up with the shorts. I love the way this color complements the dark green. And to round the outfit off and add a little more contrast, I could see myself pairing it all with something like white Converse, for example. I'm not quite sure just yet, but I am gonna put an outfit together for an upcoming lookbook, so stay tuned for that. Trend number 2 you can expect to see is short shorts. Now, shorts like this took a very prominent presence at a number of different fashion shows, and this is another tough one for me, but I am gonna try and incorporate these into my wardrobe as we head towards the spring. I know in the past I've always felt a little self-conscious about wearing shorts that sit right around mid to upper thigh, but I'm also an advocate of pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, even if it's just occasionally when it comes to trying new styles and items of clothing. Also, those shorts that I just showed you, these are a more moderate representation of the type of length you can expect to see with a trend like this. If you're not comfortable jumping right into what's essentially equivalent to tennis shorts in length, that's totally fine. You can start with something like this that sits well above the knee, and you can even cuff them if you want to experiment with shortening that length even more. The third trend to keep your eye out for is clashing patterns, and this is something that I really haven't decided on just yet. Patterns that clash aggressively like this definitely goes against one of the more traditional schools of thought when it comes to bringing balance to an outfit. That being that usually you wouldn't see more than 2, maybe 3 patterns max being introduced into an outfit, and when that does happen, you typically see one of those patterns taking up a majority of the presence on the outfit, with the second and potential third clashing pattern taking up a more subtle presence on the outfit. So there's typically an element of balance associated with mixing patterns. Now, the trend we're seeing emerge here takes a lot more creative liberty with that concept. For example, here you can see large, bold graphics and patterns being mixed together, with seemingly the only subtle connection being some of the colors. So this is much less conventional than mixing some of the more controlled patterns you might be used to seeing, like stripes and polka dots, for example. I think something like this can open up a lot of creative possibility. Even though it looks like there's no method to the madness, there's still subtle connections being made that are helping tie the patterns together. So I would recommend that you experiment with this trend, but if you have no experience mixing clashing patterns in the past, then I would highly recommend you start with something a bit more moderate and conventional. Jumping right into large, bold patterns and graphics can be a difficult challenge, so definitely work up to it. The fourth trend we're gonna be covering is double-breasted jackets, and this is something that I am all for. I 100% don't see enough men wearing double-breasted jackets in the spring and summer. They're more typically found in the fall and winter because double-breasted pea coats and overcoats are more common. And if you haven't heard the term double-breasted before, that just means there's a substantial amount of material that overlaps and you would usually see 2 sets of buttons. You can cost-effectively experiment with this trend by checking out ASOS. And just to give you guys an example of what you can expect to see when you head on over there, these are some of the things that I was finding the other day when I was looking for double-breasted jackets. Or if you have a larger budget to work with, I would highly recommend that you check out Suit Supply. They have a lot of different options and the balance of price and quality over there is fantastic. And the 5th and final trend we're gonna look at is hiking sandals. It's become very apparent that sandals are gonna become very popular this year, and you guys might be surprised to hear me say this, but I'm more than okay with it. Now let me clarify, I am not okay with you wearing socks and sandals together, although dad socks is another trend we could have discussed on this video, but just to be clear and put that out there right now, I am not the one telling you to wear sandals and socks together, just letting you know that sandals are going to be a trend. But overall, I am willing to give this trend a shot, and again, I would refer you over to ASOS. They don't have an expansive list of sandals that you can choose from, but they do have some that are very clean, and I think they would lend themselves well to a wide variety of different outfits. And one final note on this trend, if you are gonna pick yourself up a pair of sandals, make sure you're giving your feet proper attention. If you're wearing sandals, that means you're okay with people seeing your feet, and if people are looking down at your feet, then they should definitely be made presentable at the very least. Finally guys, remember that I always try to follow up a video like this with a lookbook so I can help illustrate some of what I covered here. So soon you should see a spring/summer lookbook out on my channel where I'm incorporating a lot of these different trends, and hopefully you guys enjoy that. But that's it for this video guys. If you enjoy these fashion trends videos, hit that thumbs up right down below, and if you are new here, consider subscribing to the channel. And also, if you guys wanna see a part 2 to this video, you can leave me a comment right down below because there's a lot of other trends I could have continued to discuss, but I didn't know if I had enough time to do so. So if you guys wanna see that video, let me know and I will make it happen. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.